back to DBreezy Vlogs. Now listen, the video of today, title and thumbnail of this video was actually a request, so I need to mention to y'all. If you guys have any videos that y'all want me to drop, that y'all want me to talk about, that you need explaining, drop them down in the comments below, y'all. I'll like make a video as soon as I possibly can. Like, somebody drop this comment either today or yesterday. Well, when y'all see this video, will be the next day. So somebody dropped this video. Somebody dropped this comment like a day or two ago, and this is what it was. This person said, "Do a video of what's better to learn on, 2-stroke or 4-stroke, guys." And I have the answer for y'all. So thank you to Mr. E-Nice 164 or Mr. Renice. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. I probably am, and I'm so sorry. But thank you to you. You know who you are for requesting this video, because you're not the only person who's brought this up to me before. You know what I mean? So this is one of the biggest questions people have when learning how to wheelie, or they're trying to get into wheeling. This is like one of the biggest questions they have. Should I get a 2-stroke? Should I get a 4-stroke, guys? Now, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard 4-stroke is easier to wheelie because of engine brake, and 2-stroke is harder because it does not have engine brake, guys. There's a whole lot of truth and there's a whole lot of false behind those statements, y'all. And we're gonna dive into them a little bit. So let's get into it. Harder bike to wheelie, 2-stroke or 4-stroke. So my opinion on this, you know what I'm saying? It's factual, but it's also strictly opinion based. You know what I'm saying? My opinion, and I got good on both of them. I started off on a 2-stroke, but I got nice on a 4-stroke as well. So since I have experience trying to wheelie them both, this is my thought on it. Guys, 2-stroke, they say it's harder to wheelie because there's no engine brake. Now, I think that's kind of false. You know what I mean? Because engine brake is the thing that kind of stops you from going farther back. You know what I mean? The no engine brake, since it has no engine brake, it'll let you coast back. You'll get your bike to a certain spot to where it'll either sit there, or it'll come back slightly. You know what I mean? And it'll help you learn your brake because it has no engine brake. But if your brake foot gets stuck, or you get like, you feel like you're frozen in time and space and air because you're at that balance point, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. And for some reason your brake foot don't work, because it happened to me countless fucking times. I'm like, bro, I had 1,000 seconds to hit the brake and I never did. And it was like, what the fuck? I had 1,000 seconds to hit this goddamn brake and I never hit it. So that was really confusing. I'm like, bro, I just can't do it. Like, I can feel myself trying to do it, but I just can't. So that's the one thing about the 2-stroke. It's either, if you get to that spot and you don't have it, 9 times out of 10 you will go back until you fall. And if you do, like, oh shit, I need to hit the brake, sometimes people might hit it too hard, slam down, or flip over, but sometimes you won't. And that's the advantage of not having engine brake. You get here and it's kind of like, it lets you feel that balance point easier. It lets you feel it faster because there's no engine brake. Now on a 4-stroke, on the other hand, we get to this point, the engine brake will bring you down. It'll bring you down. So yes, it'll save your butt. So it's like, if you don't have that brake foot yet, the bike's like, bro, don't worry, I got you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna fall. Unless you know what I'm saying, you back here and I don't know what to tell you. But if you get to that point to where you're not high enough, but you're high enough at the same time, like right before balance point or even at balance point, the engine brake still has you and will bring you down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It'll help you. But it makes it harder to get to that 12 o'clock point, and sometimes harder to get to that balance point because the engine keeps bringing you down. It's like every time you try to give it up, it's bringing you down. Not to mention 4-strokes are heavier, so now you're fighting with weight and you're fighting with engine brake to try to keep the bike up, especially if you're new to this. So you'll go up, and what people just happen to do, they'll just and they can't get it to sit. They can't get it to 12 o'clock. They can't get it to balance point. They just can't get it there because the weight of the 4-stroke and the goddamn engine brake is fighting you. So that's kind of, you know what I mean, the debate between those two, in my opinion. It's like 4-stroke, it's safer, but it's harder to get where everybody's goal is, which is 12 o'clock and balance point. It's harder to get there because the engine brake is fighting you. You know what I mean? Two-stroke is easier to get there, but it's harder to maintain it there. Because once it's there, y'all, it ain't nothing stopping y'all. The bike's just like, listen, we gonna do what it do. And we just gonna go down, or you gonna hit this brake, and we gonna ride this thing out. You mean? But to each their own. To each their own, guys. It's like, pick which way works for you best. I went two-stroke. I went a little bit harder route. And, you know what I'm saying? I think it in the long run because, like I said, since I know where that balance point is, when I hopped on a four-stroke, it was kind of like, all right, I know where I need to be. And you'll start to work past the engine brake. Now, if you start off on a four-stroke and then hop the two-stroke, it's going to feel like a completely different ballgame. You know what I mean? It will each way. If you're from a two-stroke, you go to a four-stroke to the two-stroke. It's going to feel like a completely different ballgame. But personally, I think it's going to feel like a crazier ballgame if you go from four-stroke to two-stroke. Because a lot of four-stroke people will be expecting. I'm not saying it's impossible. There's a lot of people who do it all day, every day, no issue. I'm just stating if you're new to this. So a lot of people will hop from a four-stroke and then try to wheelie a two-stroke and be like, oh shit, it's super duper light. The power band is like right there. It's a different type of snappy. You're subconsciously waiting for the engine brake to catch you and it doesn't. I think it's more difficult personally to come from a four-stroke to a two-stroke because of those reasons. You'll be expecting engine brake, the bike is super lighter, the throttle's different. And it's just like, oh shit. And when you go from two-stroke to four-stroke, it's still like, oh shit. But it's like all this engine brake. And it's kind of like I can fight through that engine brake if I just hold the throttle a little bit. You know what I mean? You do that on two-stroke, there's no engine brake. You know what I mean? So you'll just have to ride both bikes to fully understand what I'm talking about. But the bike that I really think people should start off with is a four-stroke. And this is why. Because of the engine brake, a lot of people won't get the brake foot immediately. A lot of people won't. There's some people that do, and there's a whole fucking lot of people that won't. They won't. They just won't. But I recommend starting off on like a smaller four-stroke, like a 150. You know what I'm saying? If you're taller, 250 the highest, the max. But 150 definitely. Because you'll learn how to ride out that wheelie in the same gear. And since it has that engine brake, you'll learn to like where you can get to, and you'll hear the engine calm down. You'll hear, you'll hear shit like that. You mean? So, personally, I think the four-stroke is a little bit easier to learn how to wheelie on just because of that reason. Two-stroke, if you go to two-stroke, if you learn how to wheel on two-stroke, in my opinion, you'll just automatically know how to wheelie both type of bikes. Because you can do it on, in my opinion, if you can do it on a two-stroke, you can do it on a four-stroke. But if you can do it on a four-stroke, sometimes you can't do it on a two-stroke. Because of that situation, because of engine brake. Now, the downside to that is because four-stroke is a four-stroke, there's no, it's just so snappy. It's like a turbo and a supercharger, if some people know what that means. Supercharger, which is like a four-stroke, it's always there, no matter if you're in a high RPM or low RPM. The power is always there. It's always going to be snappy. Now, two-stroke, which is like a turbo, you have to get up in the power band. So if you're not in the power band, you're kind of safe. You're kind of safe, but then again, there is no engine brake to fully save you. You're like 80% safe. You're 80% safe because you're not in the power band yet. But if you get into the power band and you don't know what you're doing, guys, shit will get ugly bad, I promise you. But guys, like I said, the best way to fully figure this out, ride both bikes. See which one fits you more. If you like the weight of the four-stroke, or if you like the lightness and the nimbleness of the two-stroke. If you like the engine brake, or if you don't like engine brake. That's really the safest way to go. Do what's most comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable on a four-stroke, it'll be harder for you to get it. You'll never fucking get it. It'll be so hard for you to get it. Like, bro, I just don't ride four-stroke, so you know what I mean? And if you just don't like the two-stroke, then don't do the two-stroke. Because like, bro, I'm used to four-strokes and this, that, and the third. The engine brake just fucks with my head and messes, it scares the shit out of me. My brake foot don't work. Then don't go to two-stroke. Stick to four-stroke, guys. So it really all comes down to which bike you're most comfortable on. Personally, I'm gonna say four-stroke is the easiest, but two-stroke will get your skills up super fast. That's really it. It's pros and cons to each side. 4-stroke is easier, but you gotta deal with engine brake. 2-stroke is harder, but your skills will get there so much quicker once you get it, because then you'll be able to really damn near anything. You know what I mean? So, guys, that is my opinion on the video. Like I said, if you guys have any videos you guys want me to make, drop in the comments down below, and I'll try my best to really just complete each request. You feel me? So, like, comment, share, subscribe, guys. Do what you guys do best. I appreciate you for sticking here with me through my bikeless journey. You feel me? Dropping this information for you guys, and the information that y'all want to know, the information that y'all request, and just information that I think y'all should know. You feel me? So I appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do what you guys do best, and I will see you guys next vlog. We out.